Welcome to The Explainer, where we turn complex research into real understanding. Today, we're diving deep, deep into the ocean to explore the world of one of its most charismatic and, honestly, mysterious creatures.
So, here's the big question. Are dolphins really the second smartest creatures on the planet? It's a claim you hear all the time, right? We all see that playful, kind of permanent smile. But today, we're going to go way beyond that smile to see what the science actually says about the powerful mind ticking away behind those eyes.
And if we're going to talk about intelligence, the best place to start is, well, the brain. And right away, the physical evidence for their brain power is pretty darn compelling.
Just take a look at this. Dolphins have these remarkably large brains, especially when you consider their body size. But it's not just about being big. See all those intricate folds and wrinkles? Those are called convolutions. And just like our own brains, a dolphin's brain is covered in them, which massively increases the surface area for all that advanced neural processing. More folds, more brain power.
Okay, so a complex brain is one thing, but how that brain perceives the world, that's a whole other story. For dolphins, their main sense isn't sight, it's sound. They have this sensory superpower that completely changes the game on what it means to see.
It's called echolocation, and it's basically a biological sonar system. They send out these rapid clicks and then read the echoes that bounce back. And from that, they build this incredibly detailed, three-dimensional picture of their underwater world, even if it's pitch black or the water is murky.
And check out the hardware they're working with. This chart really puts it into perspective. Our hearing, as humans, kind of tops out around 20 kilohertz. A dolphin, they can hear all the way up to 150 kilohertz. Their auditory system is just on a whole different level, which lets them process all those high-frequency clicks they need for super precise echolocation.
So how does it all work? Well, first, they generate these high-frequency clicks in sacs near their blowhole. Then, this fatty organ in their forehead, which is called the melon, acts like a lens to focus those clicks into a tight beam. The clicks shoot out, bounce off things, and then, here's the wild part. The returning echoes aren't picked up by their ears. They're received through their lower jaw, which channels the sound right to their brain to be decoded.
And the level of detail they can see with this sound is just staggering. They're not just locating an object, they're analyzing it. They can figure out its size, its shape, how far away it is, how fast it's moving, and even what it's made of, its density and texture.
Just to give you an idea of how precise this is, a dolphin can tell the difference between a ping pong ball and a golf ball based only on the difference in their density. Think about that. That's a level of sensory discrimination that can actually beat some of our most advanced, human-made sonar systems.
All right, so with that incredible ability to perceive the world, how do they talk about it? Let's dig into how they turn that passive perception into active and really meaningful communication. This is one of the most remarkable discoveries in animal communication, the signature whistle. It turns out every single dolphin develops its own unique whistle early in life. It's a distinct call that works exactly like a name. And this isn't instinct, it's learned, often from its mother, and it keeps that name for decades. And this is where it gets truly incredible. Research has shown that when different pods of dolphins meet up in the open ocean, they don't just make random noises. They actually exchange their signature whistles. They're literally introducing themselves by name, helping to keep their social interactions orderly and meaningful.
So you can see these whistles are the absolute bedrock of their society. They're what allow a pod to stay in contact when they're spread out. They can be used to call out to a specific friend, and they're crucial for helping family members find each other again if they get separated.
So when you combine this incredible perception with personalized communication, what kind of society does that create? Well, the answer is one that is surprisingly sophisticated. First off, they show some seriously advanced problem-solving and teamwork. We see it all the time in their hunting strategies. They'll work together to herd fish, sometimes creating rings of bubbles, or even kicking up curtains of mud from the seafloor to trap their prey before they take turns eating.
They also use tools. This was a behavior we once thought was exclusively a human-like thing. But in Shark Bay, Australia, some dolphins have learned to carry marine sponges on their snouts. Why? To protect themselves from getting scraped up while they hunt for food on the rocky bottom. And this is the crucial part. This stuff isn't instinct. These complex hunting techniques, the tool use, it's all passed down from generation to generation through social learning. A mother teaches her calf. And by definition, that's a form of animal culture.
And beyond culture, there's even evidence for a sense of self. Dolphins belong to a very small, very elite club of species that can pass the mirror self-recognition test. They don't see their reflection and think it's another dolphin. They get it. They use the mirror to inspect parts of their own bodies, which suggests a real level of consciousness and self-identity.
So, when you put it all together, from their biological sonar to their personal names, their tools, and their culture, what does it all really mean? What kind of mind have we been looking at this whole time?
Well, when you synthesize all these points, the conclusion is pretty much unavoidable. We're looking at a complex, non-human intelligence. They have names, they use tools, they pass down culture, they show self-awareness. It's a mind that was built on a sensory system we can barely imagine, operating in a world totally alien to our own.
And that leaves us with one last, profound question. If a species has all of this, names, tools, culture, how should that change the way we define intelligence itself? The mind of the dolphin doesn't just challenge us to understand another animal, it challenges our own definitions and forces us to wonder about the very nature of intelligence.